Hey, it's Alric from Ad Outreach, and in this video training, I'm going to be revealing our YouTube ads 3D targeting strategy. Now, this is a strategy that we have in the past just kept for our private clients, learning YouTube ads, scaling it up, especially for high ticket, coach, consultant courses, but also for e-com products, funnels, etc. This is our 3D targeting strategy that is the secret behind high conversions, high return on ad spend with your YouTube advertisements, and especially high ticket and course sales where you're actually looking to leverage YouTube ads with a funnel for direct sales to cold traffic. This is what we're going to be diving into right now. This is what we've mastered with 3D targeting. And I hope you guys are excited because, again, this is something we used to just reserve for our private clients, but I'm giving you a sneak peek behind the curtain and actually showing you exactly how our 3D targeting method works. So before we can get into that, I want to talk about why we use a 3D or three-dimensional targeting on YouTube. Now, if you think about the classic Facebook ads, now don't get me wrong, we all know that Facebook ads work, but one of the reasons YouTube ads work better is because on Facebook, you're typically only targeting in two dimensions, right? You have demographics. So you're targeting based on the geolocation. You can do some income targeting, although it's not as good on Facebook anymore after some of their changes, but there's a variety of different demographics that you can do based on the person. And then you're layering that with their interests and affinities, the pages that they like on Facebook, what they're interested in. But the problem here is you're only targeting in two dimensions, and that really makes you beholden to the Facebook algorithm, which, as you guys, probably have experienced if you are relying heavily on Facebook ads, can go up and down like a roller coaster, right? One week you might be flying high, things are doing really, really well. The next week you could be down at the bottom of a dip, and you're really just relying on those two dimensions, right? There's nothing else to balance it out and to ensure that you're consistently getting good results. You're really relying on the Facebook algorithm to serve your ads to the right person at the right time, but it's hard for them to do that because people are just scrolling through Facebook, right? There's no intent. On the other side, when most people try YouTube, they also only target in two dimensions. And this is what I've seen, unfortunately. There's a lot of courses and different people peddling this out there. Then unfortunately, a lot of people are not using YouTube at its full potential. So maybe you've dabbled in YouTube, but you are not aware that there's that third dimension to YouTube advertising. So what most people do is they're going to go in, they're going to target demographics, right? So that's the same thing with Facebook. You're targeting, people based on, geolocation, targeting them based on income. There's actually a lot more you can do with household income on YouTube. That's one of the keys that we have. We'll talk about that in a second. And so you're targeting people based on demographics, but then you're also targeting them based on the videos that they're watching right now. Now, this is incredibly powerful, right? I don't want you guys to get the wrong picture that I'm saying you shouldn't be doing these two things. What I'm saying is there's a third component that we add and we have our clients add that we have found is the key to high converting YouTube ads with the strongest return on ad spend, right? Especially if you have a high ticket product, or if you have a course, you're selling consulting, or even if you have a funnel for a product where you're going to reach more buyers this way, right? And so if you take a look at this, a lot of people out there are just kind of peddling, okay, yeah, just do a lot of placements and demographics. Placements in of themselves is a problem because they're harder to scale, right? But they're not adding a third dimension. And this is what we've uncovered. This is one of the secrets that we've had. And up until this point, I have not revealed this because I thought it was revealing too much, but I want to show you why our YouTube ads convert so much better, not just than Facebook, but also better than other people on the marketplace who are just kind of teaching these basic entry level strategies, right? Because the problem when you're targeting in just two dimensions is you might not be reaching actual buyers or people who are actually interested, people who are going to open up their wallet and there's actually going to be cash there and they're looking to buy. And so this is our 3D, three-dimensional YouTube ads strategy. We are combining demographics and video targeting, right? Intent, reaching people when they're watching specific videos that are about what you're doing with affinity, intent, and in-market targeting on YouTube. So you're actually taking that element of what a person is about, who they are, what they're interested in. Are they a business owner? Are they, selling high ticket, right? Are they somebody who is going to be looking to purchase your products, your services, your coaching, consulting, right? So you're actually getting the trifecta, the demographics of somebody, what video they're watching, and who they are as a person. This is the key to high converting YouTube ads. This is what we're going to be diving into. Now, I don't want to go too much into each of these individual categories. We're going to touch on these in a second, but you can actually see how we're going to be breaking this down in this training to exactly what you can do. Now, note a couple things here on the demographics. We're taking it to another level. We're adding that household income targeting so that we can make sure that when we're selling high ticket, or even if we're selling a course, that we're reaching people that are actually going to have the means to purchase, right? And then we're targeting, not just placements, right? A lot of people are just talking about placements. We're targeting people based on keywords, YouTube channels, topics, and we're layering that with who somebody is and their interests. Usually people just do that on Facebook, and that's really all you can do on Facebook, but we're bringing that over to YouTube. Google, which owns YouTube, has a wide array of information about everybody. And so what if you were to layer the type of person that's watching a video, the video that they're watching, and then also some of their other interests, including websites that they've visited in the past. And yes, that's actually true. We even have a whole training on that in of itself. Custom intent based on things that people are searching already on Google, right? Or even custom affinity. Keywords that relate to the person, what they're about. Are they a business owner? Are they interested in certain products, services, losing weight, whatever it happens to be? We're combining the trifecta here to make sure that we're reaching somebody. You can see the bag of cash in the middle. That's really what this is all about. So what does this actually look like? Before I dive deeper into this, what does this actually look like? So this is inside a high ticket webinar YouTube ad. Maybe if you're watching this right now, maybe you're running a webinar, VSL, funnel, something like that. You could see here that you're getting, $6.77 webinar registrations, high ticket webinar registrations that are ultimately turning into sales, producing return. And I'm actually going to be showing you how to target like this in this training as we go throughout this training here, right? And so, don't just take my word for it. We've got clients like David Emmons, one of my favorite clients here, 3x return on ad spend, spending over $1,500 a day. It's actually over $2,000 a day now, with no touch automated sales on his $997 course. Now, before I get into some of these others, we have a bunch of different testimonials here just to quickly show you before we dive into how this works. I want to talk about David Emmons for a second because he is the poster child for what we're talking about here with 3D YouTube targeting, because he is actually selling to artists who sell at craft fairs that are looking to sell online. Think about that. That's a very small niche, right? It's basically artists that are already selling at craft fairs, local craft fairs, that are looking to sell online. He's teaching them how to sell online, Shopify, different things like that. And so that's a very small niche. You can't just rely on what somebody's watching alone or their demographics. That's also why with his, Facebook ads, you're only doing 2 dimensions, or, with the ways other people teach YouTube ads, you're only doing 2 dimensions. You really need a 3-dimensional strategy, which is the key to his strong return on ad spend with no touch automated sales for his $997 course. He's reaching people who can afford his course, right? And are, demographically in line. So actually a little bit of an older audience. Then he's reaching people that are watching videos about how to sell their art or about videos about art. And then he's combining that with somebody who has an affinity towards craft fairs, or they go to websites where they're looking to sell their art, where they're doing a variety of different things. You're getting that trifecta, reaching somebody who's actually ready to purchase. That's how you can get such a strong return on ad spend. So I'm just going to go through a couple of these real quick. 514,000 revenue, 44,000 ad spend, 11.7x return on ad spend. Don't really even need to talk much more about that one. 4.5x over here, 10,900 new leads in 2 weeks. Adam Chandler, how you can leverage a relatively low ad spend, $3,600, to make a high amount of return, 29,000, is when you're reaching that laser targeted 3D YouTube ads person that is your exact ideal customer. Webinar registrations, $339 each. all in one day, actually over 300 of these. 197 high ticket webinar registrations, $70,000 a month, all from YouTube ads, and actually crossed over $100,000 a month, shortly after that, Nick and Zach. And the last one I'll show you really quick here, because this is a great example of what we're about to talk about. These are actual campaigns screenshotted from Google Ads, and you can see here low, sub $3 webinar registrations. But at the same time, or sub $4 across both campaigns, the average is sub 3. But if you take a look here, you can see that these are booking, high quality calls and vetted calls for under $150, but $35 for every application. So they're very, very specific on who they take. But if you take a look here, you can see that this is not just targeting, keywords or topics or placements. This is targeting a combination of audiences and keywords. If you actually read the title of the campaign, that's what we're talking about, right? Is how to add those three dimensions: demographics. The audiences is basically, who they are, right? The affinity, the audiences, and then what they're watching. In this case is keywords, but that could also be placements, right? And so this is our model for 3D YouTube ads. And honestly, if you're watching this right now, I hope you're realizing just how valuable this is, because this is literally the key that we have used to help our clients earn collectively over 8 figures in sales from YouTube ads, over 8 figures. And this is exactly what we've used, exactly the model that we've used. So we take those demographics, we combine it with what somebody is watching, and we add this third component that a lot of people leave out, which is the affinity, intent, and in-market, right? We add all of these together, and that's how we hit the bullseye, right? That's the unique approach that we take, because some people are asking us, how do you get such high return on ad spend from cold traffic? This is exactly how that's possible, right? And so essentially you're combining, now demographics I didn't list here, but you're combining demographics with who they are and what they watch. And when you have that, that's your ideal market in that overlap space of that Venn diagram. That is exactly who you are looking to reach and who you are looking to purchase your products, services, coaching, consulting, whatever it happens to be. And so, as a reminder, now let's dive a little bit deeper. What does this actually look like? So on the top half, you have the demographics. Now, what a lot of people do is they do the demographics, they do the geography. For some people, especially if you're selling online business, you're just gonna do United States or United States and Canada, whatever it happens to be. And you're also doing a little bit about age, right? So, typically we're gonna take off a little bit younger, a little bit older, but different people will fall into different categories for that. And then you have household income, right? This is something a lot of people leave out, but we really leverage, especially for high ticket. And honestly, I'm just giving you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. Obviously, this is something we get deeper into with our clients. We show you exactly how to do it. But household income, you can actually get rid of the lower 50%, get rid of people who aren't a good fit. You just get rid of them. You don't target them, right? And so on the other side, now you have the demographics. You have somebody who is, at least vaguely fitting the demographics that you're looking for. Now you're targeting based on what they're watching. So you can get keywords, broad keywords, YouTube channels, right, that you could target, competitor keywords. You could target people based on topics, which is collections of videos that they're watching, or even placements. Now, placements is choosing specific videos to target. Unfortunately, if you look at a lot of, and this is where I feel bad when people, they just buy a course, they think that that's going to do it for them. They buy a course and all they talk about, you see all of these, bullet points here, all the course talks about is placements. And then sometimes there's software that they're selling, to do the placements and stuff like that. And again, it's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's just a small tip of the iceberg with what you can do on YouTube. Right? And so when you start going a little bit broader, you're targeting keywords, you're targeting channels, you're targeting topics. Yes, you are adding placements as well. You're adding all of these different elements, and then you're combining it with the demographics, and you're adding that third component. And this is what we found to be the key, which is audiences. You're layering on the affinities, right? What are people in the market for? What are they looking for, right? Custom affinities. So you can actually build out a profile based on a person. Yes, we will be showing you how this works in just a second. Custom URL affinities. You could target people based on websites they've been on in the past or have an affinity to. And that actually in of itself was an entire additional training that we did. We gave that out in our YouTube Ads for Entrepreneurs Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, look up YouTube Ads for Entrepreneurs on Facebook. You could join that. We had that other one. It's our industry secret training. And then custom intent. You can actually target people based on what they're searching on Google, and they've searched in the past on Google, and you can reach them on YouTube. And you can even combine that with what they're watching now. So let's say they searched something in the past, they're now watching something on the same subject, they fit the demographics, you've hit the trifecta right there. That is where the money lies. Now, we actually have an entire, this is for clients, and unfortunately I can't reveal too much because, this is one of our client documents, but just so you have the full picture, this is one of the things that we actually dive into and show our clients. This is our master flowchart. So we tell you exactly what to target, exactly what to do, exactly who to reach, the keywords, the affinity, the audiences, the targeting in our master flowchart. And we also have, an optimization flowchart as well. It's actually kind of funny. One of our clients sent us this image. They actually, printed out, they had a company print out a canvas of our flowchart. And they have it, sitting there in their office. So that's how we take it to that other level. That's how clients can actually go in and implement all of this. And if you guys are curious about that, you can book a YouTube ad strategy call. We'll have one of our advisors hop on, see if it's a good fit, kind of walk you through what it looks like. But if you take a look here, this is that 3D YouTube ads targeting, exactly what it looks like. You take the demographics, you take what they're watching, and you take who they are. So what does this look like under the hood? Now remember, this used to just be reserved for private clients, but I'm actually taking you under the hood right now on exactly what this looks like and where this goes. So you take a look at the demographics first. This is what we talked about before. Now, I'm not going to touch as much in the next few slides on demographics because this is more of the base level, right? So this is making sure that you're reaching people in the right geography, making sure that you're reaching people who are the right age range. And we really leverage household income, especially for high ticket. We leverage household income in the demographics as well. Now you're combining that with who they are and what they watch. Now, I'm not saying you guys are trying to reach people who are in the soccer market. This is just an easy example that we can show you so that you have an understanding of how each of these components work. So if you take a look here, you could see that you have somebody who they are. They're a soccer player. What they watch soccer, right? And if you combine that, then you're getting a more ideal customer for what you're selling if it has to do with soccer or if you're in the UK, football, right? And so you're basically targeting that element. Right, so you have the soccer affinity, soccer video keywords, you're combining that, that's your ideal market, right? So you see here, we've got that same list of the audiences and what they're watching. So you take who they are and what they watch. You're also layering this, the third part of the Venn diagram is the demographics. That's what adds that, those three dimensions. So what does this look like? Well, you have placements. You can target specific videos, right? So this is the what they're watching side of it. So placements. Keyword targeting, right? So you find specific keywords that are related. Obviously, you need to know how to do this and actually target people with the right keywords. That's one of the things we do. You can target people with YouTube channel targeting, right? So there's all of these different soccer channels that you could target, right? And then you can also target topics. And so that's what they're watching. You want to layer that with who they are. And this is where we're going to spend a little bit more time on because this is what a lot of people don't know. Not many other people are teaching this out there, or at least that I've seen. I don't, and so honestly, this is that third dimension that you need to add to your YouTube targeting that's actually going to get you that return on ad spend that you're looking for and actually get your campaigns to be successful, right? And so that's where you're layering the demographics, right, with what they're watching, with who they are. So affinity is kind of the basic one. Google kind of creates their own affinity. So you can see here, if you look you can actually search for this. You search in the audiences, you can find sports game fans, soccer fans, things like that, right? In market audiences, you can find people in the market for soccer equipment, soccer tickets. You can do the same thing for your own market. And actually, we have an exact, setup, especially for high ticket coaches, consultants. There is very specific targeting that we have found works time and time again. Proven the same targeting that we actually do with our ads, for high ticket coaching consulting space. Obviously, this works, as you can see here, for funnels, products as well. But especially if you're in that space, we already built all of this out for you guys. We're just showing you in this training what this looks like. custom affinity audiences, right? So you can actually build your own affinity. So imagine adding in your own keywords, right, and defining an affinity based on what you can target. That's what we show you how to do. So you can build a custom affinity audience. Now you got to be careful because there's a lot of wrong ways to do this. And if you screw this up, then you're actually either layering way too much or too little. You need to make sure that you're reaching that sweet spot where you're adding a layer, right? And that is what's going to actually get people to convert. Custom URL affinity, we talk about this in our industry secret training, where we talk about how you can target people based on websites they've been on in the past. You can see here we're targeting a variety of websites. Any website that has Google Analytics, which is the vast majority of websites, you're able to add this targeting in based on websites they've gone in the past, or if they've gone to similar websites, they have an affinity towards that. And then you can even do custom intent. So based on what people have searched in the past, you can add this layering, right? And so what you're really doing is you're adding this layering that combines that element to 3D YouTube ads. You've got the demographics, you've got who they are and what they watch, right? And that is the key to three-dimensional YouTube targeting. So remember, we talked about David Emmons, 3x ROAS, over $1,500 a day ad spend, actually over $2,000 a day now. No touch automated sales. There's actually there's a video that he shot. This video was in the Grand Canyon. He went on a 3-week vacation, just let his ads run. He checked in periodically, but just let his ads run. And because of the way these were set up, he was consistently making money, making a high profit while he was on vacation, exploring one of the most beautiful places in America. And we're showing you here as well, actually under the hood inside one of these YouTube ad campaigns, right, with those low cost webinar registrations. These people do it a little bit differently, where they're actually doing the $35, book calls plus or $35 applications, and then they actually send the people that they qualify. So this is not a B2B one, but this is kind of in the consumer space. So they get some people that are less qualified, but they're getting vetted calls for $150 for a high ticket, multiple $1,000 product, right? And so it's like one of those things where if you're going in and you're getting such low cost registrations, you're getting people applying to speak with you for $35, you're going to be able to really pick exactly who you want. And that's one of their things, is they're vetting people more and more because they have such high volume of people coming in. And so what I want to do is I want to go through and talk with you about exactly how this works, how to apply this into your strategy. So you can go to adoutreach.com/apply. You can click the link right below this training. You can go ahead and apply to speak with one of our advisors, where we're going to be talking with you exactly how you can implement our three-dimensional YouTube advertising approach that we have used not just for ourselves, but also for clients to get them incredible results, actually collectively over 8 figures in sales from YouTube advertising. And that's what we want to have you be a part of as well. So go to adoutreach.com/apply, click the link right below this video. You'll be able to go directly there, schedule a time to speak with one of our advisors, where we will see exactly where you're at, go through this strategy, see if it's a good fit for you, and give you that roadmap and what it looks like. And if it is a good fit, we might invite you to become one of the next clients we take on to scale up. And so click that link below. We're also going to put below this video a testimonial supercut with a variety of different testimonials, client testimonials, things like that, that you can watch as well. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on a call.